And we are live.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Whoa, my ears.
What?
You weren't loud to me.
For me? Oh my god.
Oh, I think I have you turned up because I was having a hard time hearing. Bring you back to normal volume. There we go.
Bring me
That's on
back to life.
You know, I wish would stop coming back to life.
I can think of a few things, but you tell me.
These goddamn migraines.
Oh,
You
yeah.
like Cedric?
No, I'm good. I'm making gamer subs right now.
Yeah, it's no bueno. I'm sorry.
So how are all of you?
Tired and hungry. I'm getting one of those things over with. Guess which one?
I hope it's I hope it's getting rid of hungry, because if you're getting rid of tired, that means you're gonna fall asleep on stream.
No, she's just taking a nap.
I'm
Look,
just taking a little nap.
I resemble that statement, but
Yeah, I almost punched a blue shirt at Best Buy today.
A blue shirt, not a yellow shirt? Or red shirt? Why not?
Because I walked in, I'm like, what do you need? I'm like, yes, I need a hard drive. And he's like, oh, they're over there towards that area. And I'm like, all right, cool. Thank you very much. So I go and I talk to the guy who's in the computer section. And I go, I need a SATA drive. And he goes, in that case right there, I look in the case. There's no SATA drives. I'm like, there are no hard drives in here. There's some video cards, there's some M2s, there's some solid states. Like, where are the hard drives? And he's like, right there. He's like, bro, those are M2s. If I wanted M2, I'd have said, I need an M2. I need a hard drive. 3.5, shiny platter. Where are they? And he's like, and another guy had to come over and go, you want like hard drives for storing data? I'm like, yes, I want a hard drive for storing
I want to store
data.
something else on them. Of course, for data.
Like,
it's for research purposes.
Like, I'm gonna kill somebody. I'm gonna kill somebody. Oh my god. Yeah, then he finally takes me to where the actual hard drives are, and the first thing he points to the solid state drives. I'm like, nah, bro. If I wanted an SSD, I'd have said I want an SSD. I want that guy, the blue. And he's like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh my god, it's gonna hurt somebody. And I was like, it's like learn
It's when
the peripherals, damn it.
It's when the peripherals are like going pretty much out of season and nobody knows about them anymore.
It's so dumb. It's like people still use fucking actual hard drives. Not everyone can afford a goddamn M2. It's like I don't need to be running shit at fucking 75 frames a second. It's like, fuck you.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just cursing.
I just bought a DVD/CD reader for my computer because I'm going to be watching a Supernatural, and the only way you can get it with the original music is on the DVD. But my computer does not have a DVD reader or anything.
Wait,
no, not anymore.
The streaming service for the Supernatural series, they changed the audio for the music?
Yep.
For the music, only for season 1, they only got the rights to the original music on TV broadcast and the DVD Blu-ray, not for streaming.
Wow.
It used to be fine, but then it like got copyright and all that. Yeah,
when you lose the rights to the music to your own show.
Someone got fired over that one.
Well, the show's not running anymore.
Hopefully nobody gets fired tonight.
Pun intended.
To be fair, Supernatural was on TV 30 years ago. Was it, Spiffy?
Not
was it 30 years?
Oh, was it?
Was it 30 years?
Far off.
What? No. So
It was like
first
it
of
was
all,
like 2022.
it ended like 3 or 4 years ago, and it
Well-
went for what, 15
Oh,
seasons? So it wasn't 30 years ago.
2005, 20 years.
2005,
Yeah, you're
20
not
years.
far
Yeah.
off.
That was okay. First of all, don't you fucking clock my age when that was when I got into it the year I graduated. It was fucking season 1. How
Yeah,
dare you?
almost
That was
20
not
is
30
not
years
almost
ago.
30.
Listen.
It's not even 20 years ago yet.
Listen,
How dare you?
nobody here is a bigger Supernatural fan than I am. I have the fucking Impala right outside.
Fucking A, we need to
It
talk.
was almost
Continue.
30 years ago.
20 years. 20
Do
years.
you have an Impala?
Yes.
Okay,
That's not-
do you sing Survivor sometimes? Or Eye of the Tiger when you are in it sometimes?
Not Eye of the Tiger. I hate that song so much because my
Oh.
stupid high school used to play it all the goddamn
No.
time at pep
Oh,
rallies.
okay.
So the
Understandable.
important question is, do you have a grenade launcher in the trunk?
I don't have a grenade launcher in the trunk.
Do you at least have a
It's,
holy knife?
Not in the car.
Okay, that's fair. I accept that answer.
So what I'm hearing is when we start like the Supernatural-esque campaign, Fox is just gonna like play a Winchester.
I mean,
At the very least,
Look.
I'm gonna have their car.
yeah.
I mean, I would allow it. It's a great car.
I want to play an angel because trying to have no emotions would be a really funny challenge.
Ooh.
I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah, right? And like everything is like kind of weird question. Like just think of,
Just very ominous.
Castiel, like how he was before he got feelings. Like everything was
Yeah.
like you couldn't do any kind of a little bit with what happened earlier today, where it's just like what was it? Where it's just like, oh, with Brockus, like let me get out of your hair.
Yeah.
And Owen was like, but Krogan don't have hair. That's exactly how an angel would talk. Be like, but they don't
Basically.
have hair.
Playing those types of characters is a lot of fun. That's how Keo was for like the first half of the time she was with the group.
That's why
Yeah.
I enjoy Omen so much. It's a fun concept to play. If I had to play in Supernatural, honestly, I know this would not be a character that would be playable, but like
Max
if there
Armstrong.
is just no. But yeah, right. Like in every other campaign, I see where you're going, Rojan. No, I think the character that I enjoyed the most in Supernatural, funny enough, was the first iteration of Death. That actor
Yes.
actor made
Yeah.
such a good Death. It was
He
like
really did.
I'm sorry,
Wait, which
I'm
one?
I'm
Death.
sorry if this hurts anybody's feelings, but fucking Billy sucked as death.
right.
Wait, whose death are we
See-
talking about?
The original Death in Supernatural.
The original death, the old guy, that guy was fucking
yes!
awesome.
Yes!
Oh my god, when fucking Dean has to fucking eat crow after he's dead for fucking a while, and he just fucking rakes him across the coals. It's like not an easy job, is it?
Look.
I fell in love with him when the Four Horsemen was released, and when I saw him, I was like, "Oh my god, you're so delicious! I love this character."
So like, if there's one character
so
I would
we
want to
don't-
inspire myself.
So
from,
we
it would be
don't
that guy.
run too long here
Oh yeah, sorry.
and start
Sorry.
everyone
do have a
fangirling over
show.
Supernatural.
You triggered us on a happy way, Vintage. How dare
We
you?
have another show here that needs to be addressed. As the last time we were together, everyone's dice rolls were just exploding left and right, and some of you got to the D10 on your powers, which triggered a bit of an evolutionary flux. I sent you guys some information today regarding that. When you hit the evolutionary flux, every one of your other skills goes up by one dice level. So anything that was a D4 is a D6. Any D6s are now a D8. D8s are D10s, and so on. The only thing that doesn't scale up from that is your power itself.
Already handled.
Now, because Fox wasn't here, before we get started here as to what happens where we pick up from last week, what would what would have Condor been doing this during the time that everything else was happening, he was off on his own.
I want to say that he was doing something cool, like, you know, training and all that after that meeting he had with Cryptid. But I mean, we were kind of told to just like keep our heads down during that bit of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he was probably just running the shop like it was an ordinary day. Just living life as he did before we were a team.
Okay. Perfectly fine. So probably around the time that everything is happening and the announcement was made about Spectre, you were probably called into the dorm just to, you know, make sure you were safe, because they had no idea if they actually knew who you guys were or not. And you came in probably shortly after Louis left to take care of the helicopter. So you're there for maybe 10 minutes by yourself before everybody poofs back in. And when this happens, a little bit of a pizza party starts happening. You see how the pizzas get delivered now, as Brad just pretty much materializes the food and snacks. Like, doesn't
Pizza
call
power,
anything
right
pizza
on.
powers. Yeah, his pizza powers. He just materializes like the food, the drinks, and everything. And as everybody's getting together, those of you who were in like the main area, which is pretty much all of you in the dorm, notice that Louis grabbed a stack of pizzas and flew somewhere. You kind of figure that maybe he wanted to be by himself after like the ordeals of the past like day, having the air sucked out of his lungs, almost dying, having to fight a helicopter, and then having to disable a missile that was launched towards the group. A lot of stress for a 19-year-old. So you figure that, you know, he grabbed the pizzas that he wanted and he went off by himself. Now, as Louis flew off by himself, the rest of you are enjoying some time in the dorm, as a bit of celebration is to be had after your guys' substantial victory over the forces of Spectre and being able to rescue the remainder of, I need his name, of Luther's team, not Luthor, Luther. I'm gonna mess that up every time.
Lex Luthor.
You did it.
Look, my notes are
I did this to myself. I did this to myself.
Yeah.
I completely agree on that one. I did this to myself, but no, it's Luther, not Luthor.
If it isn't the consequences of my own actions.
Look, can I just say that I'm proud of everyone not snickering, because I legit looked up different Krogan names and Duxon was one of them. And I'm like, hey, I'm proud of you all. There was very little smiling and snickering. Hey.
I didn't catch it.
Oh. Well, then there we go.
But yeah.
We're just partying right now?
Yeah,
Okay.
Gemma kind of like excuses herself, saying that she has a lot to process over what just happened. She kind of like holds up her fingers and the electricity is still like dancing between it. She needs just a bit of time by herself to be able to process what the hell is going on.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that seems pretty legit considering this is her first perma ability.
Mm-hmm.
That she would be like, oh god, body malfunctioning. That's actually pretty legit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Yeah,
the
she's like,
shock
why
of
isn't it going
the
away?
shock of being able to control electricity and to be able to move at the speed that she did and deliver those blows to people, to where she was able to hit them multiple times and go back to the spot she was before any of the hits registered. It's
yeah,
a
her
lot.
heart's on overdrive right now.
Yeah, the adrenaline is just, you know, was the adrenaline was like booming, and now it's just slowly starting to calm down. So she needs just a moment by herself just to stabilize. But that leaves the rest of you in the dorm with Brad and Amelia. Hi, Evie.
And Evie.
So, did like you guys get the call to come out here as well? Like, what's everyone doing here? What's this all about? I mean, aside from pizza.
And Brad looks at you, he's like, dude, I sent out a message to everyone. I was kind of worried. Like, there was a huge ordeal. Did you see the announcement of like the whole Spectre thing?
Oh no, man, I've been at work.
Oh Christ. Okay. just to clear, just to like run you through things, catch you up. There's now an anti-metahuman group that has been technically deputized by the chief of police. It's run by Max's rival, apparently. Some Kentucky senator. Apparently he's got power here for some reason. And well, they quote unquote captured some of the individuals that attacked you. Turns out that they didn't capture them, they betrayed them, as they used to work for Spectre. Older gentleman came by, gave us the rundown. He was the one that was supposed to fight Max, but seeing as how he's an older gentleman, the two of them just had a discussion. He asked for our help. We went and helped him. They saved a couple of his people, and then they went on their merry way. Now we're here just like, I guess, celebrating.
Didn't they leave us with a hard drive full of information?
They did, yeah.
Grimquest, thank you for that raid.
Oh my. Thank you.
It wasn't a hard drive, it was a thumb drive.
It was a USB, yeah.
Sorry, wrong drive, but yes.
That's some wild stuff, man. Hey, do you think they knew those guys that I saw in the park?
Yeah, they're the same guys.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's not good. It went from them having like anti-metahuman discussions in the park to a couple hours later them being completely deputized by the city.
Things move fast in politics, man.
No, this isn't fast. This is abnormally fast. Don't know if they know who you guys are. For sure, Luther and his guys knew everything about you. Which makes me think the guy who brought them in may have your information, but for some reason isn't spilling the beans on you. But whatever. You guys did a good job tonight. You were able to save those kids. Did a ton of destruction, by the way. But yeah.
Whoa, wait, you guys went on a mission tonight?
It's like you look at everybody and they're like in like almost jet black versions of their uniforms.
Yeah, we did a quick little, or it was supposed to be a stealth mission. It wasn't very stealthy by the end of it. But
Did I not get the message? Whips out his phone and looks.
There's like 20 messages from
I had it on silent. Sorry, guys.
God damn.
You know what? That actually tracks, though. I've known people
100%.
like that. Yeah.
As Brad's like, I didn't even know I installed a silent option on those things.
I don't know how I turned it on, man.
Story for another time. Anyway, again, suggested y'all stay here tonight just to clear the air. You know, Hornet's Nest has been kicked a bit. Of course, movies all like the movie drive is all up and everything. You guys want to watch movies, pizza and snacks and everything over there. Whatever you need to do to de-stress. And as he says that, Perkins comes teleporting in, kind of just like popping out a couple of the unspent grenades from the grenade launcher that she has.
Oh. Hi, Perkins.
Sorry I was late. I was just doing a bit of cleanup, making sure that they were unable to identify us.
Oh,
Max nods. Thanks, Perkins.
It is my job, Maximilian.
And you always do it damn well.
It's at this time. All of you smell something burning. And the heat in the dorm begins to like increase exponentially.
Somebody forgot to turn the oven off.
All of you begin to look around, and some of you begin to see one of the tiles in the ceiling begin to like softly put off this orange glow as it begins to melt away before like this beam of just like concentrated plasma rips through the floor and slams into Perkins.
Fuck. Can I have Max react in any way to this?
How would you like Max to react to this?
Is the beam being sustained?
Yes, the beam just slams into her, and you can hear like a surprised gasp as it like engulfs her.
Oh, I'm jumping in the way of that thing.
Ooh, okay.
If at all possible.
I mean, I can't tell you no.
I know, but
And
it's
instead of-
Perkins. Like Max is
True.
gonna do something to get Perkins out of the way. Like there's no way Max is letting Perkins like sit there and get toasted. Is there
I
anything
help?
around here that I could potentially throw in the way that would be able to absorb that for a little bit of time? Or is it
Not
gonna
with
cut
this.
through anything
Not
like
with
butter?
this. Not with this heat. It's like with the concentrated heat coming from this beam. The temperature in this room is now probably exceeding 115.
All right. The only other option then is
Hold on.
he would. Go ahead.
What were you gonna say, Cass?
Because last episode I got my Uno reverse power of a wall. I could
Oh
use
yeah!
the wall
You can try to do that if
like
you want.
like a horizontal like seating.
You can try.
Right.
You can try to do that. Max, were you gonna try to use any power?
You know, if she's doing that, I'm just gonna jump, grab Perkins, and pull her out of the way first of all.
Okay, it's like soon as the wall goes up.
Yeah, if there's any, like, even if there's a 1 second gap or whatever, putting on the turbo and just dragging her out of the way.
Okay.
Especially if you allow the overclock.
You know what? Yeah, I'll allow the overclock.
Considering the situation right now.
Wait, no.
There's an emotion behind that.
The overclock is the secondary power, right?
Those were all potential aspects
Hold
of
on.
the power that you said until the power dice go up, we're not using this. Now the dice is at a D12. Do you allow it to be used or not is your choice. Or are we waiting for the D20 for that?
Refilling the tank is allowed, but overclock no.
Overclock, we need the D20. Got it. All right.
Overclock is gonna be when you hit the D20 because that is a huge
Gotcha.
one.
Gotcha. Understandable.
But Frankie, go ahead and give me a power roll here. Let's call it a DC of 12.
Okay. I'm gonna have to explode.
You have the
Order to-
D4 for your power die.
My power is D8.
Yes.
You told me to give you a power roll.
Yeah, but you also include the D4, remember?
Did we? Did we ever do that, or was
I
that
don't
in...
think we have been doing
No.
that.
That was only in.
Okay.
In
My
in
bad.
the magic thing.
My bad.
We're confusing with the magic thing.
I mean, if you want us to do that.
I mean, I
haven't
can do that. I'll roll it with the D4.
No, we're still gonna call it we'll call it a 10.
Okay, and I have 1 hero token, but I don't know if it counts because this would be a snap decision or anything.
You could still use your tokens whenever, anytime you make a roll.
Why does it keep bouncing out of my freaking... I exploded.
So you kick up to a 10.
Oh gosh. Okay.
So that means every one of your other skills, every one of your other skills will kick up to the next dice level.
Okay.
But yeah, so
I will make that adjustment in a minute.
Roll the D10.
But now I roll a D10. 1.
A 1, so that puts it to 9, and you have a hero token.
And I'll use the hero token.
Okay. So
I gotta say Perkins.
So this thing,
we have to say Perkins.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
This beam comes down and nails Perkins, and it's there for a couple seconds before Frankie, you remember the barrier that you threw up to stop the arcs of electricity from the Spectre agents, and you throw it up, and the barrier forms, and it catches the plasma, but you can see that it's not going to last for very long. As it hits, it's already beginning to bend and crack, but it's enough time for Max. Go ahead and give me an athletics roll. We'll call it a check of 4.
I rolled a 4 on the dot.
Nice. So you jump in and you catch her and sort of push her out of the way of where this beam is at, and you quickly release her as the heat from her body and the remnants of the plasma that are on her slowly start to burn you, and the nanomachines on your body are struggling to do anything to repair the damage, so you have to quickly separate yourself from her.
Right, because she's a cyborg, so she's superheated right now.
Yep. And as you do, you can see that most of the robotics of her body have been fused and melted, and the remnants of what is left of her actual human form are pretty charred at the moment. And as almost as soon as the barrier goes up, it is shattered. But as soon as it shatters, this beam dies down and then stops.
I
Brad's
also forgot that it's Uno reverse, so it would have been bounced back up.
What bounces? Oh my!
Because
you this one didn't bounce. This one,
okay,
your barrier was not strong enough to bounce this.
Louis for a second.
No, your barrier was not strong enough to bounce this.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, at this point, Max would seeing how fucked up Perkins is, would look up at Paige and look horrified. You've never seen Max make that kind of face, and it's gonna come out almost just like a whisper, just please help her.
Look, Paige is already not in a good state because of the fuckery that happened last time. That her first instinct at this moment, real quick, is going to be immediately fly upward and see who the hell attacked us.
And Max is just going to yell her name as she flies up.
Okay. Brad.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're going up, Brad will run over to Perkins. Yeah. You just kind of just lays 2 fingers on his on her forehead, and you can see like the burns and everything begin to like the burns on the flesh begin to like subside and recede from her body.
Please tell me she's gonna make it.
I don't know. Get some water, cool off her cybernetics, get her into the bay, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, Max is gonna comply immediately.
Paige.
Mm-hmm.
As Perkins is being rushed to the medical bay, you fly up. I'm going to need a power check from you. As you are using your powers, where are you, Paige? Though it's flight, it's not too hard. Let's call it a check of 8.
Okay. I got a 9.
Perfect. You rush out to where the platform where you and Brad had taken Louis earlier in the day, and you begin to fly up to the top of the building. And sure enough, as you get up there, you see a unconscious Louis and just this molten slag that was not even molten, just like pretty much charred and solid now, like that stack of pizza boxes that he had. And you could see a large hole formed like almost right next to Louis's body.
So I can clearly see that he was the cause of it.
Maybe. There's nothing on his body that would suggest it aside from,
well, knowing that he has firepower too.
He's smoking a little, but that's about it.
She is gonna fly over to him and kind of she's gonna pick him up by his collar or just like lift him up a little bit and say like, hey, what happened? Just to see if it shakes him awake.
He's not responsive.
Can I do a roll of some sort to see if I see anything or any indication to know if it was potentially him or someone who attacked him?
Let's make it a wits roll.
Okay.
We're gonna call this an 8.
Oof. Okay. It's my adversity tokens. Oh, I have a bit. Let's see here. I'm not gonna waste the adversity tokens. No, unfortunately, it does not make it.
Okay. Though, as like you're checking it out, and you've got him like held up by the collar, you notice that he isn't breathing.
Swear to God, if you did what I think you did, and I swear to God, if the goddamn doctor clocks me for this, I don't give a shit. It's fantasy. She's gonna go ahead and give him another kiss and just blow oxygen straight into his lungs. Not fast. I'm not trying to make him pop, but get him in there to at least get something going before she descends with him back to the floor.
Okay. You do this, but you don't see any sort of reaction or change from him.
Can I feel a pulse?
No.
She is going to... It's not going to be the smoothest descent, but she's going to try and grab him and bring him down to everyone else.
Okay. Question, how are you doing this? To where you...
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Ha ha ha.
Sorry.
To where you're picking up and you're like free falling until the last minute, and then you're hitting the air brakes, or are you flying down?
I'm doing the thing where I'm flying down, but I'm also letting gravity do its thing. I'm just trying to do a bit of resistance so we're not falling as fast until the last possible moment. So
Okay,
technically the
so
first one you said,
a
but
controlled fall.
a bit
Gotcha.
controlled. Yeah. But she also knows she's not that strong, that she's like, I'm gonna let gravity do its thing, but not have a slam to the ground.
Okay, so we're gonna call this a power roll of 8 because you are holding somebody.
Okay. Ooh, I will use an adversity token for that. So I can get 8. So just 1 to
Perfect. So those of you who are still standing around kind of a little befuddled and shocked at what just happened, you see Paige sort of free fall down, slam on the air brakes, and then touch down onto the balcony. And she's got, how are you carrying Louis? Is it just like holding him with your arms, or are you still holding him by the collar?
Holding him by the collar, or I guess more like the shoulders. I don't want to choke him. Not that it would do anything because he's not breathing. But still, just out of practice, she's kind of holding him by the shirt collar a little bit from behind to just bring him down. I know he's in a suit, but just bunch some of the material in the back and bring him down. Kind of like when a cat holds part of the neck a little bit. Yeah, scruff it. There we go. Kind of like that.
Okay. So you see Paige walking in, pretty much holding Louis by the scruff of the costume. We'll call it, because you can't grab him by the scruff of the neck. That would be painful.
Yeah. Yeah.
just grab the skin, and
I don't know. I can
disturbing.
alter chemicals. He'll just be melting.
But yeah, you're almost dragging him in to the place. But those of you who are in there do see that he's unconscious, and he's not really responsive to the abuse that he's being put through right now.
I mean, she doesn't throw, but she does toss. As much as she can, Louis to the ground and saying, I don't know if he started this or someone else, but he is not breathing. Fix the problem before I kill someone. As she kind of looks at Bradley, and she was already very shaken
Brad's
up
not there
from before. Oh, fuck.
Brad ran to the medical bay to start, making sure that he can stabilize Perkins.
And yeah, Max was definitely running along with him after cooling her off and everything.
Yeah.
There's no way Max was going to stay behind.
Can I do CPR? I imagine that I would know the basics of CPR.
Sure. Are you just attempting normal CPR, or are you going to use your sonic powers in order to assist?
Don't. You know what? Just for the extra dice, maybe.
Yeah. Technically, he's been he immediately, because we ended with him setting everything on fire and then the building collapsed. So technically, if he was quote unquote dead, it's only been like a minute or 2. It hasn't.
Yeah, it hasn't been very long.
That long, and I think you can only go 7 minutes.
Is a long fucking time.
No, it is.
It's a long fucking time for no oxygen to the brain.
Don't get me wrong, you're right, but I think you have up to 7 minutes to try and resuscitate before it's like done.
Yeah.
Is what I meant. Sorry, that is a really long time. I just meant before.
For the record, the amount of brain damage will vary.
So, Paige, yeah, if you want to use your sonic powers in order to assist with
Frankie,
if you want to use your sonic powers in order to assist, you most definitely can. We will call this an 8.
Okay. So what do I roll? Do I use my power?
Use your power. That's it.
Okay.
Because you're doing CPR, but you're as you're doing it, you're releasing like little sonic pulses into his body to help, maybe, get a heartbeat.
Rolled a 5.
Okay.
And I don't have anything else left. So that's an added stress point.
Mm-hmm. But it's not catastrophic. You only failed by 3. So you're trying, and you're doing as much as you can, but it's not really getting what's needed.
Mm. Let's take him to the medical bay, I guess, where Perkins and Brad are and Max. But if Max thinks that he's the cause, I don't.
Max wouldn't know who the cause is.
As long as we don't tell him.
I mean, to be fair, you don't even know he's the cause.
Yeah. At least not until he's conscious? Question mark?
Yeah.
Question mark.
But Paige, like, again, she was not in a good place before this happened. As you can see, she's visibly shaking. Like, she's actually having her hands out, noticing how much she's shaking. And she just looks to Cryptid, and she was like, can you please help carry him to the medical bay, please?
Roshan, by the way, I would assume I would get at least 1 stress point just from witnessing all of this shit.
No.
No stress from seeing
Nope.
Perkins getting
Nope.
blasted? All right.
Nope. Stress.
Oh, I gave myself one from the shit.
Nope.
I was the
I was about to say, like,
stress is only acquired with failures. Or if you've
mental trauma?
Not mental trauma. That's completely different. That's RP stuff. That's RP stuff.
Damn, okay. I will negate my 1 stress point I gave myself.
now the thing that I'm building for the Halloween game and for the future, the quote unquote supernatural game, there's a sanity meter you guys are going to be using. So that's going to be fun.
That should 100% be a thing. Anyone who's seen the show knows how much shit goes down that is hard mentally. My God. So,
Cryptid, I'm taking it, you transform into Big Shadow Boy.
Yeah, so I imagine when that beam came down through the ceiling, it probably startled Condor into Cryptid. And then he scoops up Louis and takes off in the direction of the medical wing.
Okay. And you guys, I take it is everybody going, or is Paige staying back?
Paige is staying back. I would like to say she went to her room, but she still has her mask on, and it is very obvious. Everyone can hear the loud breathing from within the mask, and she's just gonna sit on the couch and just find a way to stay calm. Kind of think of like an anxiety attack, if you will, where she's just not good physically or mentally right now, to where her whole body's shaking and she's just trying to calm herself down right now.
Okay.
I'll stay with her. I'll notice, like, because if she's, noticing the shaking and asking something, it's like, okay, you are taking him to get help, but I sit down next to Paige and I'm like, oh, and I'm like, I'm gonna take off your mask, okay?
Please don't. I need it. I need it.
Okay. But I'm gonna need you to breathe in for 4 seconds. Okay?
Okay.
Count with me. In your head. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then hold it for 4 seconds. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2.
And when she breathes out, it's she's doing it, but it's that shaky breath that she's breathing out.
Frankie? I want you to give me a charm roll. We'll call it
Charming the Charmer. Ooh.
We'll call it a 5.
Fun. Okay. Thought that was just gonna be RP stuff, because
no, you're attempting to help.
I rolled a 1. That's 4 stress points now.
So you're
I went from 2 to 4.
You're trying to like help her and everything, and you're trying your best, but it's not. It's really not helping.
Okay.
Like you start counting like 1, 2, 3, 4, trying to go through like the stuff that like Anthony's done with you when you've gotten like super anxious, but like halfway through it, you sort of like lose your counting, or you lose like what you're supposed to do afterwards. So it's jumbling things up, but thankfully the mask isn't really, the mask is helping regulate Paige enough.
Mhm. So in reality, instead of it being like I'm making it worse, it's more just, oh, that's cute. It's not doing anything though.
Yeah.
Great.
It would only be worse if you failed by 5 or more. But as you're like, you two are sitting on the couch, you're trying to help out. Cryptid like comes bursting into the medical bay.
And who is in the medical bay?
Right now,
break my way in.
Max, Amelia, and Brad, as they're trying to, as Brad and Amelia are trying to work on Perkins.
Okay, so I'm just gonna run straight over to Brad, and kind of hold Louis out and look right at Brad with my, glowing Satan goat eyes, and just kind of look down at him like, he's dead. Restore him, or I will.
Kind of curious on
So
how
you
you're
just
gonna
get hot.
I'm like, you're gonna restore
Oh
him?
my! You
As
Oh,
can't see
man.
me fanning myself, but oh my!
as Brad's like, put him on the table over there.
He does so.
And as like you as you put him over there, he separates himself from Perkins as Amelia keeps working on him, or keeps working on her. He's like, just out of curiosity, how would you resuscitate him?
There's no time to explain. Only time to act.
I see. And he like reaches down and he feels his pulse. He's like, well, he's not dead, but he's definitely not functioning at the moment. Where the hell is Gemma?
Shall I act?
We're gonna need somebody to. Like, I've got a lot of power, but I can't bring people back from the brink. That's like one line I will not cross.
Is Amelia there?
Amelia's working on Paige. Not on Paige, but on Perkins.
Oh, okay. I
Okay,
forgot.
so-
Can Amelia do that out of character? Can she, or is it just herself?
Amelia can't even bring herself back. Amelia has to be manually resuscitated by somebody.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yes. Okay. Sorry.
So, given the dire situation, Cryptid is going to attempt to do something here that he has never done before.
Okay.
But I mean, physically, I would think it should be possible. We'll find out. So he's going to use two parts of his power here.
Okay.
The first part is he's going to enter into Louis's mind, as he does with most people
Everybody
that he interacts with, in an attempt to just guide his mind to a better place. Not like the great beyond type of better place. I mean, back to us.
Go
type
into
of
the
better
light.
place.
Magical Misfits, thank you for the raid.
And the other part of the power that he's going to be tapping into is his ability to pass through matter, teleport type thing. But he's just going to be doing it with one hand, as he places the hand on Louis's chest and tries to kind of move his hand into Louis's chest, to grasp his heart, like physically grasp his heart, and begin to manually beat it for him.
You're doing some Star Platinum shit over here.
Dude, I love this shit. It's a legit thing, and I'm here for it.
All right. So going into his mind, we'll do that first. We'll call that a power roll of 3.
Okay. And that's a 4.
On the D4?
Yes.
So that explodes. So now you roll a D6.
Oh shit, it does, yes.
So your power is now a
that's
D6.
the first thing that he's had explode. And that was a 1 on the D6, so a total of 5.
Total of 5. Okay. So total of 5, that is, and I said what, a 3? Yeah, you're good.
Yes.
You're good. As like you enter into his mind, and you could, given the state that the body is in, like what you find in his mind is a little weak, but you're able to still catch his mind's attention, everything, keep it focused, keep it, at least active for the time being. As your hand lays on his chest and you begin to try to pass it through the chest cavity here. We're going to call this, let's call it a 4.
You guys are giving me your luck from the last session.
Catch up to us. This is how we do it. Yeah.
That's a 6 on the D6.
Okay. So it's now kicks up to a D8. Go ahead, roll the D8.
And that's a 1 on the D8 for a total of 7.
A total of 7? Perfectly fine. As your hand seamlessly passes through his chest and you grasp his heart and you begin to manually massage it, trying to get the blood pumping, trying to get everything. And it takes about a good 30-40 seconds, but you begin to feel the heart begin to kick up again. And everything in his body begin to relax.
Once I feel him begin to get his normal function back, I do want to attempt to contain his mind, his thoughts, from going too rampant. I don't want him to think too hard about everything that's been going on. I don't want him to start to stress himself out or give himself anxiety. I want to suppress him as much as possible without doing any harm or anything.
So pretty much you're kind of keeping him in a comatose state at the moment, to where his body can heal. Okay. Let's go ahead and do another power check.
Okay.
We'll call it a 5.
And that is exactly a 5.
Perfect. So you're able to bring Louis back from the brink. You're able to stabilize him and you're able to keep him in a comatose state at the moment, to where once Bradley's able to look over him and everything, he'll be able to give Louis a full medical examination, not have to worry about him dying. But you're able to get the heart going again. You stabilize his mind and you kind of pull out of his chest and pull out of his mind at the same time. And as you're doing this, Bradley hasn't stuck around. Bradley goes right back to helping Amelia with Perkins, as you notice that they have separated the cybernetics from the remaining, albeit small, physical portion of her actual body. And as they do so, Brad begins to open up the cybernetics, and out along with the body comes, you see a almost artificial heart chamber along with it. Though the heart chamber itself is pretty badly damaged. See, like, he looks to Max and he looks to everyone else in there. All right, all of you need to get out. If you're not here working on her, I need you out. Don't worry, we will do our best to keep her sustained.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Considering Max's backstory and everything you know about him, would he have had anything to do with the building of her heart chamber and her
Nope.
cybernetics?
Perkins is somebody who came to you on assignment.
Okay, so she's never had anything to do with the company or any of that stuff?
No. Perkins...
Not directly, I mean.
Perkins, for all intents and purposes, is your government liaison. She was assigned to you the moment you were elected.
Got you. Is there any way I could get my nanomachines to help fix her for the more microscopic things?
Not at the moment. At the moment, the nanomachines are still technically experimental and they're only attuned for you.
Got you. Okay. Well, if there's nothing much I can do, I mean, he'll probably leave the room, but he's standing like right outside the door.
Okay.
Not in front of it, but right next to it.
That's pretty fair.
And I take it Cryptid leaves as well.
Yep, I don't think it's doing anyone any good to have a tall, looming goat creature in the corner of the medical room, so he's gonna leave.
Louis probably see that if he woke up and think he was dead, and that was there to collect his soul.
Right.
That's the next portion of the evolution.
You just become death.
I mean,
Look.
yeah.
Back in
Basically,
the dorm
that's the
itself,
soul giver.
Paige, have you calmed down at all?
You know what? Let me do a roll because she is giving me breathing exercises. How much time would you say have passed?
After all, like, I'm going to say that time has, like, enough time has passed to where you would have probably calmed down at some point. It's probably been about an hour since all of the incidents.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. No. If it was, yeah, she'd be calm by now. I was thinking like has been a couple minutes, 10 minutes. Oh, an hour. Yeah. No, she's calm by now. Although I'm not gonna lie, I think after all of that, she would at one point probably have asked Frankie if she can kind of lay down in her lap. And probably by then find the courage to take off her mask so it's much more comfortable. And probably just pass out from just exhaustion, mental exhaustion.
Where is she passing out?
In the couch area, the main area.
I'd be playing with your hair, trying to calm you down.
So lush and soft. Yeah. Only the finest products.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I have to. It's like, wow, I have to know what type of shampoo you use. I have to ask when you wake up.
So unless she decides to get up and just kind of like put my head under a pillow or something, I've trapped her on the couch right now.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm fine with being trapped. I have a friend looking after her, so.
Right.
I think that I'd just be watching like whatever movie was already set to be playing.
If that's the case, the thing, it's still paused on the end credits of Space Jam.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I haven't actually seen this movie, so I restart it. And just like have it on in the background while I'm also trying to de-stress slightly, but not actually de-stress, but
Yeah.
Oh God, not again.
No.
Oh God.
Hits Paige with a chair.
No. Not
Don't you
allowed
dare.
anymore. No more wrestling.
No, yours is no
No
more
more Fight
drinking.
Club.
No more
Right.
drinking.
No. I know. No more steel chairs though. That's kind of a rule of my own. No more steel chairs. Or wooden chairs, I guess, but steel chairs is funnier.
So, all right, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask also, considering it's been an hour and everything, what is Max's body state considering the wounds he took earlier?
Oh, the wounds that you took are fine. You noticed that it took a little bit longer, but the nanomachines were able to repair the burnt tissue on your body. It just
Okay.
took more time than usual to heal it.
Got you. Makes sense.
Giving you a feeling of, as you know, how much, giving you a bit of a hint as to how much damage Perkins took with the few seconds that she was in the blast.
Got you. Yep. Okay, cool. Does I'm assuming the healing thing kicked in too?
The
Or was
healing
it just
thing?
passive? Or was it just the passive healing?
It's just the passive healing that you.
Oh, it was just okay. The matter consumption thing didn't activate. Okay.
Yeah, matter consumption didn't activate.
I didn't make a hole anywhere.
Yeah, you didn't start eating the floor.
Okay, thank you.
Why am I thinking of what's his face from One Piece, the king that just can munch on everything and become the thing he eats? Literally, I'm just like thinking Max doing that, going arm, arm, arm.
It's more like Max touches it, eats it through his skin, basically, because the nanomachines eat it and then basically heal
That's
him
not the
with it.
visual
Just that
I'm
matter.
getting. It's
But yes,
much
you just see
worse.
him eating it like he eats
Much
pizza.
worse.
Yeah, he just grabs the couch, starts munching on the
Wobble.
couch.
Wapple, that was his name, yeah.
Cryptid would be proud.
So Max and not Max, but Bradley and Amelia are in that operating room the entire night. At one point in time, Amelia comes out and suggests that Max try to get some sleep. Suggests that Cryptid try to get some sleep. And as soon as they have anything on either of them, they'll let you know.
Before I say what Max does and everything, does Paige just keep sleeping on the couch, or does she get up at?
I mean, considering the point of her mental exhaustion, unless someone actually shakes her awake, she's dead to the world right now.
Yep. So unless Paige wakes up or moves or anything, Max is just gonna stand by the door. He's not gonna.
I think that Frankie would end up falling asleep on the couch as well.
Okay. And what about Cryptid?
I think Cryptid has kind of been in timeout for the last week or so, while Condor was keeping his head down. So I think Cryptid is gonna go outside, staying on the property or designated areas that we're told to stay in. I don't want to cause any more trouble for everyone. But he's just gonna burn up some energy, so running around doing cryptid things.
Cryptid zoomies.
Zoomies?
Cryptid zoomies. Until he's starting to feel a little fatigued, and then Condor will come back and he'll put on another movie and watch until he falls asleep.
Okay.
Is anyone else picturing Slender Man? Like basically Slender Man with horns, just all lanky, just running around on all fours, just lanky.
If Slender Man was a goat, yeah, that's pretty close.
I mean, I'm just thinking of the long limbs because you're so tall and skinny. It's just.
Yeah.
Okay, this is
Slender Man zoomies.
If Slender Man and Satan had a baby, that's Cryptid.
Oh my.
Basically.
I see Satan going both ways, so yeah, let's do it.
Slender Satan.
Slayton.
Clayton. I can't.
Okay. You say the night passes. Most of you are, well, some of you are in very awkward positions trying to sleep. You know, if anybody's ever slept sitting up, it's not a very comfortable thing to wake up to. You're a little stiff, your neck hurts. Paige, on the other hand, is fine. Paige was at least laying down in someone's lap.
I mean, she's fine now.
But around 6 o'clock, Max, you get like a poke on your arm.
Yep.
As like you were dozing off a bit, but Brad sort of like looks at you and motions his head as he begins to walk out into like the main area of the dorm.
Better be good news.
He doesn't say anything, as he kind of just like puts two fingers to his lips and he whistles really loud to wake everyone up.
Absolutely jumping. Sorry, Paige.
Yeah, no, that would probably wake her up. Like,
Yeah.
she's dead, but if something like bonks her, yeah, she's gonna be like, what? Yeah, what happened?
Oh man, is it time to open the store already?
No, dude, you're at the dorm.
Oh,
You're fine.
nice, a day off.
Yeah, let's call it that.
How is she?
She could be better. We were able to at least save the heart chamber of her body. So technically she's still alive. Though we're going to need to do some minor surgery on what was already the small remaining part of her human body. Make sure that it can still interface correctly with the cybernetics. She's probably going to be down and out for a while. We have her in a medically induced coma at the moment to make things easier.
I can help. But I can.
We may need help. This is going to be a very, very delicate process, but honestly, she's at the best place possible for something like this.
And I know my abilities can't do anything other than harm to her metal parts. At least with her human parts, I can at least do my best to heal them. But I can also help with everything else.
And
Unfortunately, Peyton can't do much more than that, unfortunately.
how's Louis doing? Crypto told me the dude was in rough shape.
He is in rough shape. Thankfully, though, with Cryptid, his life was saved. But after giving him a once over, whatever happened has damaged his heart. I need to talk with him once he comes to. But brace yourselves for this. Kind of like you all may want to sit down. It's like he grabs like a small data pad and he punches in something, and the screen changes from like the Netflix stationary screen to a security video from one of the cameras on the rooftop. And you can see Louis fly up there and place these pizza boxes down on the ground. And then he extends a hand out and just begins to torch these boxes. though you begin to see things start getting a little out of hand as like a almost sadistic look begins to like cross his face as like he begins to put more power into this, as the flames now begin to become this like just this solid beam of superheated plasma as it tears through the boxes and impacts into the rooftop. And you could see slowly but surely the paneling and everything on the roof begin to melt as it punches through. And as the plasma punches through, the feed cuts to another one of the security cameras on that floor as the beam rips down, slams into the floor again, and begins to heat up everything in that office. As like you can see plastics and everything begin to melt just from the immense heat as it punches through again, and it punches through again, and it punches through again. He just keeps flipping the channels of like the security cameras on that floor, and then it comes to the room where the dorm is at, and it punches through, but he stops the video before the plasma makes contact with Perkins. I don't know what he was doing, but he had come to me earlier saying that he needed some sort of special chamber created to help when things got a little bit too much to where he could burn off some steam. And he mentioned that he needed that room from me yesterday when you all came back from the mission, but I hadn't had time to construct it yet. So I think
he just did this on our roof.
Our roof. I think he didn't mean to do it. I think it was just a means to burn off a bit of stress. Sort of, he kind of like does a head nod over to Frankie, sort of like what happened with Frankie and the whole chair incident. Things got out of hand.
As they're talking, Max is unfortunately at this point has this really dark expression on his face, and he's headed for that infirmary door.
Don't do it, Max.
Yeah. Let me roll. He's gonna pause for. He's gonna look over his shoulder. And he's just gonna say, give me one reason why I shouldn't.
He's a kid. And much like the rest of you, you are still coming into your powers. This wasn't done with malicious intent. This was an accident. A very damaging accident, but this wasn't like he was trying to kill anyone.
This looks like... He's going to take a very deep breath. And he's going to walk back to... This is Bradley, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's going to walk back to Brad.
She's in bad shape, yes, but I can help her. The work that I need to do is just getting the human part of her body ready for a new cybernetic.
Which I can assist with. That I can do.
So, I know this is him being unreasonable.
Understandably so.
But at this point, he's gonna look between Paige and Bradley. And I think his only response here is just going to be something along the lines of "it better be done yesterday," and he's just gonna walk out of the room and slam the door behind him. And this is Max slamming the door. So I don't know what state the door is in, but he's probably gonna head towards whatever his room that he shared with Paige was in the dorm there, but he's just gonna head to some
So
room
you're
or
just
somewhere.
going to her room, basically.
Probably, whichever. I don't even know if he has a room.
You
That's
have
gonna
a
be a
room.
fun surprise when she comes back.
You-
She's
no,
like,
then
what
he's
the hell are you doing in here?
then he'll go to his. I just didn't even know if he shared a room, if he had a
No,
room, a separate
everyone-
room, or
everyone
whatever the
has
fuck
their
that
we all
was.
have 'em.
But yeah, no.
Yeah.
So he'll probably slam the door to the common room that they were in right now and just head straight for his fucking room and slam that door too. Because this is probably the only thing he's capable of doing himself, of doing to stop himself from doing something we're all gonna regret. Thankfully, my dice were actually on the maintains mental sanity side of things.
He looks to the rest of you. Understandably so. Though Louis should be regaining consciousness soon. Though, again, as I said, I need to have a talk with him. Not a talk as in you just burnt through about 15 floors of my father's company, but more of what just happened and the effects that it's going to have on his body.
Is there like anything we can do to help with that?
Honestly, I don't know. The time that he was out and the damage that it did to his heart is a bit severe. Though, from my initial analysis, as long as he doesn't try to do that Nova stuff again, he should be fine. But we clocked when all of this was happening, when all of like you all were fighting those quote unquote villains that were designed to take you out. He shot one of these blasts off in desperation, and it ended up vaporizing anything it touched for a good like 5 or 10 city blocks. But I warned him that something like this is too much for his body to handle at the moment, that he needed to control it, that he needed to watch himself, especially with like the damage that his lungs had taken previously. I need either I or somebody here needs to have a talk with him. Let him know the dangers of what happened.
I mean, we're not like super close or anything, but I'm totally down to talk to the guy. Like, I totally get the way too dangerous to use type of thing when it comes to powers and abilities. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but Cryptid's a bit of a creepy dude, so I gotta talk him down sometimes. So, like, I can totally have that talk with him.
It would be good to have a friend or two in his corner when I have to have this conversation with him.
Yeah, totally. I'm there.
Also, watch Max around him. It's not that I don't trust Max, but things may be a bit rough between them because of what happened to Perkins.
Yeah, if like I kind of thought Max was gonna like go down there and start beating the crap out of him or something. like if that's gonna happen, like if we see Max like starting to lose it, should we do something?
Calm him down. Or try to calm him down. Reason
Can
with him.
Max be calmed down by anyone other than Paige? Like without force?
The only other person I know is Perkins, so.
True, Perkins had him on a leash.
If we try to be logical with it, maybe.
There's a small beep as he pulls like an old school beeper off of his belt, and he looks at it. All right, Amelia says that he's coming too. Anyone who wants to come along?
Yeah, I'm there.
Anyone else following?
I don't know how far you guys are from the rooms, but you might hear a crashing sound coming from Max's room, along with a loud fuck being yelled.
Fuck.
There goes his damage deposit.
He's got a fucking hole in the fucking roof at this point, I'll be honest with you. It's not a bit of furniture that's gonna fucking change anything.
A hole in the roof and many ceilings and floors. So.
5 seconds later, you see a desk falling from like outside, like past the balcony.
Yes.
One thing at a time, as Brad begins to walk back to the medical wing. I know Cryptid is going. What are Paige and Frankie doing?
Oh, I was following Bradley to, like, right now, immediate is Perkins. So since he said it needs to get done, she's just going to follow Bradley and be where she needs to be to help Perkins for the surgery and whatnot.
I don't think Frankie trusts her powers enough to be able to help, like, with medical issues or anything. She also she also doesn't know Max that well, so she also does not trust in her ability to calm him down. So, I guess following Brad and Cryptid or
Okay.
Condor.
So
I mean, in a way, helping Perkins will help calm him down, actually, technically.
technically,
Yeah.
so the group follows Bradley, and he enters into a separate room aside from where Perkins is at, and it's just like a small, like, personal, almost like hospital room. And Louis hooked up to a couple machines, just like making sure that his heart is still beating, and he's got like a little oxygen tube in his nose. But as you walk in, Louis, you don't remember much as what happened. The last thing you remember is you started kicking off, lighting the pizzas on fire, and feeling a bit of relaxation as you just began to burn away at the material. But then something began to eat away at you. You didn't just want to burn the pizzas, you wanted to eradicate them and the matter around them. And the next thing you realize, you're in a hospital room with Bradley, Frankie, Paige, and Condor walking in.
Am I conscious already, or I'm coming to
you're
consciousness when
coming.
they come in?
You're coming into consciousness as they're walking in, and your entire body is just in pain. Every muscle that you have seems to be strained in some way, shape, or form.
Am I still in my uniform, or am I like, in like some sort of hospital gown or something?
You're in
Like,
hospital clothing. Like your uniform and everything has been pretty much been removed from your body once you were transported into this room. As you could see it like sort of off in the corner.
all right, so so he's waking up in a start because he knows he's missing memory, and he doesn't register them because he's initially trying to scrub his mind and see if he can remember anything. And like he's actually going to see if he can remember something. So can I get a brains roll, or is that just impossible?
At the moment in your panic, let me go to your page here. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's say it's a brains roll, and it's going to be a check of 8.
Okay. Oh wait, that's right. There is no brains. It's
wit.
It would be a wit.
Mm-hmm.
So I need an explosion. So my stress is 0, or because I'm not sure how the overindulgence works with the stress points you
your
have.
stress is 0. It's
Okay.
just you overindulge, so bad things happen.
Okay, because I marked down I overindulged, but I didn't know what it does with stress points. Like, if it does it go to 0, does it go negative?
Oh no, you burned the stress away, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's 3.
It's like you sit there and you're drawing a blank.
So I'm just like, I sit up in the bed and I'm just like, I'm like hitting my head. I'm just like
Utter confusion.
like I'm
Like
like fake. What the fuck happened? Do I feel like my heart is in duress, or
your
like,
entire body feels like it's in duress right now. You feel like your body, like your entire body, like everything about you, muscle tissue, nerve endings, everything, you feel like you've been thrown through a wood chipper. As Brad kind of like holds his hand up, he's like, easy there, pal.
So
lay back and
I'm
breathe.
like I'm kind of ignoring him, and I'm just like, I just, this is too much, and I'm just like peeling like stickers and shit off me.
Hey, do you want to help with this?
What do you need me to do?
Calm him down.
Yeah, I think she wants to full-blown sedate him. She's a little upset and dealing with her own thing right now, but she knows that being angry is not gonna be good at this moment, and she just wants to just full-blown try to sedate him. And she'll just like grab his shoulder and just inject that.
Now I recognize, because this isn't the first time this has happened to me with Paige.
She
Correct?
just kissed you.
I know, but I know physical contact, and I hear him say, calm him down, and I'm like, if Paige walks towards me, like, he's basically going to he's gonna extend his hand out and say, Don't touch me right now. It would not be a good idea.
Oh, I don't have to touch you for it to take effect. And she'll just
And
let them become airborne.
And when she says that, Louis is gonna superheat the air around his body.
So
as soon as he does that, I'm gonna suck the oxygen around it.
Hold on, before you do that, Louis, you try to kick off your ability to just like superheat something, heat things up, ignite yourself, do anything. You feel separated from that part of you at the moment, as you cannot touch it.
Is there any pain involved?
No
Physically?
no pain at all. You like try to just kick off like superheating to keep her away, and you like nothing clicks. You don't even feel a slight increase in the heat around you. You then realize that your internal body temperature is normal.
Oh God, I don't remember the last time it was normal.
Yeah, like you now begin, like as you try to kick this off, there's no fire. There's no flame in you. You're at a normal temperature.
Okay, Louis is freaked out. So he's
As Brad calls it, was like, Paige, just a little bit to calm the nerves. I need to talk to him.
Oh, you want him conscious?
Yes.
And do I still have my teleporter?
No, not on you.
Okay.
Since she did mention I don't have to touch you, she already made them airborne, so she'll just look at Bradley and go like, all right, just a few more seconds, then it should take effect then.
All right, give me a power. Let's call it.
She does sleep mode a lot, I've noticed. Or calm your tits mode. Everyone calm down.
Yeah, let's call it a 6.
6? Okay. That is a 10.
Okay. So you release the chemicals into the air, and Louis, you begin to feel the panic slowly start to fade away from you as you begin to relax just a little bit more, and you're able to just lean back in bed, even though the thoughts are still running through your head as to what the hell happened, why can't I remember anything, where the hell are my powers?
He wouldn't lay down. He would put, I'm presuming the bed is up against the wall.
Yeah.
He would sit with his back against the wall. And I know Paige did her calming hoobajoo, but you know, it's hoobajoo. But there's a look of borderline terror in Louis' eyes. Like he doesn't know what's going on.
Brad walks forward. He's like, you hit another rough spot. I warned you that you can't go Nova, that your body cannot handle it.
He's like, I didn't do that.
As he presses a button, a little TV sort of comes down from the ceiling as he plays you the video recording of what happened.
Does Brad have like a tablet and that he's working off of, or is he like
he's got his tablet. No, he has a tablet that controls pretty much like any room that he's in. He's just like punching things in, but the TV comes down, like a little projector TV comes down from the roof or the ceiling of this hospital room.
When the video playback starts, if Louis tries to grab the tablet from Brad's hands, would he try and stop him?
You wouldn't be able to. Brad's nowhere near you.
Okay.
You seem to have had a lapse last night. I'm not sure what triggered it, but you seem to be a little stressed by the time you came back from the mission.
Is there anyone physically between me and Bradley?
Cage.
Like interposed, or is she just near Bradley?
She's like,
she's probably next to him. Well, that's not true. She probably took one step ahead to kind of walk towards you before you said stop. So she's like next to him, but like in front.
Louis is going to jump out the bed and walk towards Bradley, obviously reaching for his tablet.
trying to do so, you find the muscles in your body completely relaxed to where you can't necessarily make any sudden movements. As
So
the chemicals,
I can't even get out of the bed.
you can, but you try
Or
to jump.
I try to, and
You
I
try
crumple.
you try to jump up, and it's more like you slowly get up out of bed and you begin to walk towards him.
Okay, but I don't have to roll to see if I like fall on my ass or something.
No.
Okay. So I'm still obviously going towards Bradley and reaching for the tablet.
What are you doing?
I need this. Gimme.
As he holds it away from you. He's like, no, we're not done. Sit down.
I need to look at the feed more.
The feed's on the TV.
Yeah, I need to look at the feed more.
There's nothing you won't see on there that you'll see on here.
Yeah, but I need to see something that you're not going to know what to look for.
What are you talking about?
And he's like, are you going to give me the tablet, or am I going to have to hack into your system?
One thing at a time. As he like tucks the tablet behind him. It seems your power went out of whack again last night. I don't know why you went to the roof to burn the pizza boxes. But I kind of put two and two together when you asked me for that chamber. Saying that you needed it on times when things got to be a little bit rough. And then you mentioned it again to me when you came back and you had the pizza boxes in your hand, saying that you needed the room, and well, we didn't have it for you yet. Comparing the beam that tore through everything here and the beam that you shot off when you were facing that individual that was robbing your body, robbing your lungs of air, they're almost 1-to-1. This one, though, was a little bit weaker, thankfully. Perkins isn't destroyed. We'll be able to help her.
Destroyed?
What's that?
She almost
What do you mean,
died.
Perkins?
As he shows like the loop of what happened is playing on the TV, and he points out, as you can see the video feed, as when the plasma tears through the roof and collides into Perkins.
Like, Bradley sees the color drain from Louis.
Your body can't handle this again, Louis.
And he tunes Bradley out. He's like, just no, not again, not again. And he doesn't. Is his clothes in the room or just his suit?
Just his suit.
if I walk into the hallway, would I know where his room in the dorm is?
I would assume so, since you stayed here for a week. When everybody else had their week downtime, you were here working with Brad.
And do I notice on a table or anything his teleporter?
No.
All right, so it's not within visible sight. Um, so he's just mumbling to himself, and he walks out the room unless someone's gonna physically try and stop him.
I hate this. As you hear Bradley say, as he comes up and you feel a needle go into your neck as you black out again.
Did he just house me?
That too.
He just hits you with a super strong sedative. Yeah, he housed you.
I mean, I could have, like I said, knocked him out, but I suppose that's another way to do it.
So he picks him up and he places him back into the bed. Oh, this is... You can see that he pulls straps out and he starts like strapping him to the bed itself. I don't know how we're going to do this, but there's going to be some trauma we have to work through for him.
I understand he has trauma. Trust me. I know compared to some other people. But that didn't sit right with me, the fact that he even threatened me, a team member. So if I have to numb and have him lose feeling in his arms to prevent him from hacking into his system for his own personal use, just say the word.
He's panicking.
I understand that, but that doesn't result to you hurting teammates. Perkins was an accident, sure. This was different.
Given his condition, his mental state is probably not tip top right now. I wouldn't be surprised if the boy has a little bit of amnesia. He was panicking. I don't think he meant anything towards you. Next time around, I hope things play out better. We'll give him a couple hours to rest. Sedative should wear off. Life Force Dice, thank you for that raid.
Oh my goodness. So much love tonight. Thank you guys.
The rest of you. Do what you need to do. Check in on Max. But stay here.
You need me to calm him first before I help with Perkins.
If anyone's going to talk to him, it's best it be you. You're probably the best bet at being able to talk him off of the edge right now.
All right. I'll do that before helping with Perkins.
And speaking of talking, like whenever you want me to talk to Louis, like just let me know, man. I can do it. He doesn't have to be awake.
As he's like, yes, do that. As he just points to you.
Sure, no problem, man.
Do the spooky goat shit. Get into his mind. Talk him from there. Anything you can think of to bring him down so we can have a conversation. I want him to understand. I want to help him, but I can't if he's in a panicked, confused state.
You got it. Spooky goat shit. That's me.
So he just like sort of snaps and finger guns. Fuck, I need like 5 burgers.
Does he really figure gun?
Yeah, yeah. He
Condor?
like he just like, snaps and finger guns Condor.
I think before Paige leaves, she'll start walking out the door for a moment before looking back, and she's like, I know tonight as a whole was rough for everyone. Bradley, if you don't mind, while we go off and do our own thing, I'm sure Frankie needs some comfort as well. If you don't mind chatting to her while I go and help calm the big guy. And she'll give Frankie a wink before exiting.
Frankie's eyes go wide.
He's like,
just staring like,
yeah, sure. You like, it's like, want to go grab some lunch?
yeah,
Cool.
lunch sounds good.
Your face right now, I love it. I love it so much.
And as we get to
This is normal.
this point, we are going to step away and take a break for about 5 minutes here so everyone can get up, freshen drinks, do everything they need to do, and we will be right back. And we are back.
Hello, hello.
So, as all this is happening, Bradley just walks out of Louie's room to allow Condor / Cryptid to do the spooky goat shit. Paige leaves to go to Max, and Brad and Frankie head out to the main area of the dorm. He looks to you, Frankie. He's like, well, I could whip us up something, or we can go somewhere.
Whatever you want. I mean, you've been. Do you ever sleep? Because I was going to say you haven't slept in like probably at least 12 hours, and then
I haven't needed to sleep since my powers became active. Do I sleep? Yes, but it's more to just pass the time than to recuperate.
Dr. Brad Hatton over there.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Brad Hatton.
Okay. Yeah, we can go somewhere, but didn't you tell us to stay here though?
Yeah, you're right. Not a problem. Tell me, what's your favorite hamburger from Metro Burger?
The Western bacon cheeseburger.
Perfect. It kind of just focuses intently at the table full of pizza boxes as they just like vanish and replaced. They're empty. And
but it gets rid of the pizza scent.
True, but as it's replaced with 2 burgers and like a ton of fries and like a large soda for each of you.
Have you just you can create food.
To be fair, I can create a lot of things. I'm like a walking Star Trek replicator.
Tea with Earl Grey hot.
As you say that, and he waves his hand, and there is a cup of hot Earl Grey tea sitting in front of you.
I'm making a reference. I don't actually think I like tea, but I'll drink it. I'll try it. Thank you. I'm sorry.
As he laughs and just like whisks it away, it's like, I was just playing along.
Okay. And then Frankie starts to eat, but then also like making sure that she's like chewing slowly so that way she has an excuse to not talk because she's very anxious.
He sits down like next to you, like next and across from you, just like diagonally. As he picks up the burger and starts to eat, and he's like, so Heartbreak City.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a huge fan. Nice. I've been to every one of your guys' concerts.
That's impossible.
It kind of raises an eyebrow. No, it's not. Every concert you guys have played at since you've made it big, I have been there.
Even in Japan?
Even in Japan.
Wow. Yeah, and Anthony started it, and he's really the we've had repeating members guest star sometimes, but for the most part it's just been Anthony and me, and then we had another we had someone and then there was there was some issues, and they kind of turn the band against it. It doesn't matter. Anthony and I have been there since the beginning, but we're the only recurring members.
I think that's what there's so much of an appeal for you guys is you're always changing. It's never the same members every time. I don't know. I like a little bit of chaos. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I just I get anxiety sometimes, and Gemma's usually here to help me work through it, but I'm doing good. These past few days have been very stressful.
Yeah, tell me about it. You guys had assassination attempts against you.
Mm-hmm.
Then one of your enemies show up and tell you that they need your help. You fight off a giant army. There's a missile launched at you guys. Then Louis almost burns the house down. Perkins is in the infirmary at the moment. Yeah. Not the best time right now.
Yeah.
I can see how it could be stressful.
And I've been cut off from my usual stress relief, so I don't know how to handle it.
Well,
Perkins is actually the one that cut me off.
Yeah, Perkins did cut you off.
Yeah.
Well, it just sounds like you need another way to burn off your stress.
I can't do that.
Why not? It's not good to hold stress.
I know.
As he kind of like motions back to like the infirmary.
No, I'm not going to blow up anything.
Can you speak up just a little bit louder?
Oh, sorry. I'm not going to blow up anything. It's just even on the mission, although sometimes I feel like I don't really know what my powers fully do. And they're not very reliable. And
Well, how about I help with
I
that?
almost died.
Like set up some time with me and you in like one of the training rooms and we can see how to best utilize your power in scenarios.
Okay.
I mean, judging from what everybody's power is, you have one of like the most versatile skill sets out there. I mean, next to Gemma, but Gemma can copy everything.
I did read something online about using sound waves as full-on portals, or really, because sound waves are like you could do a lot with it.
Yeah, you could.
I realized with sonar, and
I think what we need to do is just, you know, get you in a room and just have you start firing things off. See what you like, see what you can control. I don't think you've really had a controlled scenario to where you can fully explore your powers.
it will have to be a completely separate room building.
Nah, you could work here.
You sure?
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
Okay.
Put up a bit of soundproofing and it'll be fine.
I don't think foam squares is going to help with that.
I didn't say
don't
foam
think it'll help
squares.
with it. You said soundproofing. I forgot you can make anything.
Mm-hmm. Well, close to anything. I try not to overstep my abilities, as everything I make has to come from something. It's not just whisked out of the blue.
Ah, so you steal things.
No. I create things out of other things.
Matter cannot be created nor destroyed, only transferred.
You're getting it.
What is the craziest thing you've made?
I'm not getting into that.
Now I'm really curious.
Oh my. A literal elephant in the room.
Because you don't have to be so nervous around me. Not gonna bite your face off or anything like that. I mean,
She just
if
is
anybody should be nervous,
constantly blushing.
if anybody should be nervous, it's me, because I'm talking to the drummer of my favorite band. But as you can see, I'm not really actually dropping into fangirl mode right now.
Thank you for not doing that. I mean, you can if you want. It would even the playing field a bit.
He's like, and thank you for not banging my sister. As he kind of laughs.
I just spat out my drink when you said that. My God. Ah, bad timing.
Correct.
She just like makes like the gagging sound, and she's like, "Oh, I just found out about that with my brother."
He just now told you about that?
No, I found out about it. Your sister let it slip that they used to date or something, and then I had
Date
to
is a very
pry
loose
it out of
word.
him. Yeah, he corrected me on that, and I don't want to get into it.
I mean, granted, she's the main reason why he's still alive, but
I'm sorry?
yeah. You haven't seen his injections around the house?
Now that was something that he explicitly didn't tell me about. I just found out about it also two days ago, maybe?
They met because she saved his life. It wasn't because she was fangirling over the band or anything like that. He was in a bad way after one of the shows and had a, let's call it a flare-up. She's been working on some sort of, well, a cure for the gene that causes us to be able to have our powers. A way to suppress it is all that she's been able to cook up. But your brother was guinea pig number 1. But it was a breakthrough because it works on him.
Yeah. When Gemma and I found out about his powers, I was so mad that he kept it from me for so long. And then he doesn't want to work on controlling it. He'd rather suppress it, but
He can't control it. He has one of the mutations that run wild. There's no controlling it. If not kept in check, it would be catastrophic to both him and anyone around him. But we got it under control. He's okay. The downside is for a couple months to a year, I sometimes had to hear them. Yeah, Super hearing sucks sometimes.
Yeah, tell me about it. It's
Paige over in the corner. Super smell too.
yeah, I don't want that image in my head. How dare you put that there?
Hey, if I had to suffer with it, so do you. But you know what? He holds up the soda carton. Here's to our siblings not banging each other anymore. He just kind of like toasts you.
God, I wish there was whiskey in this or something.
You slip. Cheers to banging you. Wait, what? Sorry. Not bang. Yeah.
Here's to getting back at my brother.
Do you say that?
No. God, no. I don't, number one, because I don't think he would actually care. But
It's like, any way I can help you or anything like that. If any way I can help you relax.
I'm like trying to find the right words to say here without coming off like a total dweeb.
He kind of like does just this. He's like, you see who you're talking to? I'm like,
Yeah,
king dweeb of this castle.
it's part of the problem. I do see who I'm talking to.
He kind of wait, what? What do you mean? Do I make things difficult for you?
Not. You're distracting.
I'm distracting. Okay. I don't know how to take that.
It's fine. It's fine.
Am I making it hard for you to do your job?
No, you have done more than enough. And thank you for
Oh, you mean
helping me
like the
with
good,
my powers.
like the good distracting.
And it's like the blush goes from her cheeks to like her ears, and she's just like bright red. She does not have a poker face at all.
As he kind of softly laughs to himself, but you hear like there's like a little stutter in his voice. So I mean, I guess right back at you. Hey, you want a milkshake?
Yeah.
It's
Strawberry,
like
please.
as he just like forms a strawberry milkshake in front of you and in front of him.
Okay. Absolutely did just taking and just being like, yep, very good milkshake. Homemade.
Yeah. They've got the best milkshakes.
Do you want to watch a movie?
You know what? Yes. The day
Yeah,
that we've had,
that would help.
a movie would be really good right now.
Things. Yeah. Okay. Living room. right. And then she just like grabs the remote and she like is just furiously scrolling through like whatever apps and like movie watch lists of just like
It's
okay,
it's not like a movie watch list. It's pretty much connected to some mainframe to where like it's got access to like every movie that's ever been produced. And he's like, yeah, pick your poison.
Oh god, now every single movie that ever was made just is gone from my brain. Like I can't think of a
As you just
single movie.
fire up Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like, oh, this was a movie I used to watch. It's one of my favorites.
It's a classic. As he picks up like the milkshakes and like he walks over to where the couch is at and he just like plops down.
She sits down next to him.
Okay.
And with the milkshake and puts in like the cup holder and she's like still like wringing her hands together as she's watching it and she is just staring at the movie but like trying so hard not to like
It's like as
look
the movie
over.
starts about like 10 minutes into it, you feel like his arm go around your shoulder. It's like, you're super tense. Just chill. It's okay.
I'm trying. And then she remembers before when she was trying to help Paige with the 4 square breathing technique. So she starts doing that.
And he just
able to calm
lets you
herself
to
down a
go
little bit.
through the breathing exercises as you guys watch the movie. And in other areas of the place, aside from the awkward teenagers here.
Look, I was hoping for this.
Same.
I'm eating popcorn over here going, oh my god, yes. Oh god, no, backpedal.
There's
Abort,
a reason no
abort.
one is saying anything right now.
Break check. So as the two of them like just get comfortable on the couch, begin watching a movie or two. Cryptid. Everybody has left you alone in the room with the unconscious Louis.
So as soon as the last person leaves, Condor will go and make sure the door is closed. If it has a lock that can be locked from the inside, he'll lock it, just so there's no interruptions. But
you noticed as soon as like Brad left, an electronic lock activated on the door.
Okay, perfect. Just so there's no interruptions. And Condor will, if there's a mirror somewhere in the room, he'll go to the mirror. Otherwise, he'll just find a reflective surface.
There
somewhere.
is a mirror in there.
He'll just approach the mirror and look at himself in it, and just be like, "All right, you play nice, man. No funny business." And as soon as he says that, there's just a burst of black smoke, and out emerges Cryptid, who lumbers his way over to Louis. And as soon as he approaches Louis, he'll just kind of loom over him and gently place a hand down on his forehead. And he'll close his eyes and attempt now to enter into Louis's mind.
And Louis, at this point in time, is in a more relaxed state, so we'll go ahead and call this a power of 4.
Okay.
White Carnation Adventures. Thank you for that raid.
That is an 8.
An 8.
Yep.
So you walk up and Cryptid places that large claw onto Louis' skull, and you seamlessly pass into his mind.
So whatever.
Wait, was that an 8 on a D8?
Oh yeah, I guess it
It
explodes. Doesn't
explodes.
it? I keep forgetting that that's a thing.
Hey!
I'm just so used to not doing exploding dice on anything.
That's fair.
That's 6, so it would be a total of 14.
That's more than 10. So, as you do into this, as you slip into his mind, and you get that evolutionary flux kicking off, to where, since your power is now a D10, every one of your other skills go up a skill die. But as this kicks off and you succeed by 10 or more, Cryptid feels something like open up inside of him, as he has the power to dream walk now.
Yeah!
That could come in handy.
But you slip into Louis' mind at such a gentle and calm pace that it doesn't disturb him when he sees Cryptid slipping in to meet him.
So whatever dreamscape that Louis happens to be in at the moment, there comes a moment where he just turns and happens to see Cryptid standing right there, almost in his personal space, but not quite. But he's right there and he's staring directly at Louis.
Have you ever watched the original Constantine movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Louis' dreamscape is hell from that movie.
I had to watch that movie twice because the first time I saw it, I was extremely high.
So Cryptid looks like he fits in here.
Yeah. So once they kind of lock eyes, Cryptid leans down a little bit and, "Is this a good time to talk, Louis?"
Well, considering I'm drugged and I can't wake up, I might as well. What can I do you for, big guy?
"It seems in my absence there was an accident.
You can call it that.
Condor told us what happened. He said you tried to watch some footage of the incident, but were not permitted to do so."
Yeah, because I think he got out. And if he did, then I can't be around you guys anymore.
"Would you like to watch that footage now?"
You can do that.
"There are many things that we can do that Condor does not permit us to."
I'm presuming you're going to have to do something in here that he doesn't approve of.
"Yes."
Well, I need to see what happened that night.
"Then let us
So,
see the world through your eyes." And Cryptid just lunges forward, placing his giant hand on Louis's forehead, and in that instant, attempts to dive into Louis's memories, to that moment on the rooftop, to have us both live through that memory from a third person perspective.
Okay. Let's go ahead and call this, let's call it a difficulty of 7.
Question before you announce the roll. Since I'm a willing participant in this, does he get any advantage, or can I do any roll to assist?
If you are willing, I will go ahead and, you're at a D10 right now.
Yep.
I'll call it a 5 so you can half success.
Perfect. Then that's exactly what I rolled. I don't have to use my adversity tokens.
Okay. So since you are willing, he reaches out and just touches your head, and you activate that dream walk ability that you've got now. And you're able to like piece together like the fragmented memories that Louis had, so to where you can both see what happened that night.
Tell me what it is you are experiencing, Louis.
Louis is kind of in like a trance state because he's looking at the whole situation. And he's like, hotter. Needs to be hotter, not hot enough. And so Cryptid sees Louis get this like kind of like very unsettling look in his eyes as he's carbonizing the boxes of pizza. And then a different voice than Louis comes out, and he's like, yes, let it burn. Free me. Let it out, all of it. Burn everything and everyone. And then Louis' voice kicks back in, and like you don't see him mouthing this, like as the creepy look in his eyes are going off, like you feel this is happening in Louis' mind, like he's fighting with something internal to his self, and he's just like, back off. You're being fed. Leave it alone. Take what I give you. Give me a second. I'm being DM'd. I hate using this on my phone.
Right.
How's your PC situation right now?
I bought a new hard drive today.
Oh, that's right.
Killed some, but I need
Still the
to
dum-dum.
get this. I need to get some software. Oh God. This is dumb. Thank you. That's so silly. You have to swipe to leave certain groups.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So as you're experiencing this,
Sorry.
Condor, because of your dream walking, you have full control of what you do here. And you can like move around the area. You can see what's going on like at different angles. You're not just focused to have to see things through his eyes.
So in that case, as this other voice emerges, I will kind of pace around a bit to get a better look at this memory of Louis, and see if there's any like physical changes that have accompanied this other voice.
As you're looking at it, aside from the look and the contortion of the face muscles as he's like talking, there doesn't seem to be like a physical body change to him. The costume and everything that he's wearing still seems to be the same, though the demeanor is definitely something that's like almost the complete opposite of Louis. But as you're looking at, you're like witnessing all this, you can physically feel the amount of stress that is being torn onto Louis's body at the moment, as those ears of yours are picking up the rapid increasing heartbeat inside of his chest. And you know that like if this continues on, it's prone to a heart attack.
So I think Cryptid will kind of meander back over to the actual Louis, and place a hand on his shoulder to kind of break him out of that trance-like state that he was in.
And he drops to his knees and he's visibly distressed. And he's just like he was in the hospital room when when in the real world it's almost like a physical tick he has. Like he hits his head with the palm of his hand and he just like stupid, 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 you let him know, stupid.
I take it you found what you were looking for in that video.
And he he falls down like onto his butt sitting down, like not like falling, he kind of just like lazily collapses into a sitting position. And he's like, yeah.
Tell me about this voice. The mind behind this voice. Who is it?
I don't know. Just whenever I get too stressed or I get too hot, I need to literally absorb carbon. I need to be in as much flame as possible. Literally, I need to blow off steam like the gasket. The problem is there's something in that smoke, something I don't like, something that once let loose, and it takes everything I have to keep it at bay. And if I can't keep it at bay, I can't be around you guys anymore.
This thing hiding in the smoke. Do you think it is a part of you? Do you think it is you? Or do you think it is something else trying to pass through you?
I don't know. I live in fire, man. I don't know what the hell this is. I know how it works. I know how to make things burn. I know how to make things burn when they shouldn't burn. All I know is whenever things get too hot, he wants to come out and play. And his style of play is not fun for anybody.
And so you deny him this play in order to save those around you. Yes?
Dude, I'm a walking thermonuclear bomb, man. I can kill all of you anytime, anywhere, any place.
Except for here. There is nothing you can do to hurt me here. So you
Maybe.
are free to explore this voice.
That's a dangerous thing, dude.
Perhaps denying it is what will cause the chaos. I am not suggesting you embrace it. But sometimes it is better to walk hand in hand with our demons than it is to try to cage them.
It's like, well, that's why I asked Bradley to make the clean room for me so I can be, well, not so I can be safe, so you can be safe.
But even
It's like,
in such a room, you would still be denying this voice its play. You would be feeding a caged animal.
better that than let it loose on the world.
But you have not tried bargaining with
it. Have you ever tried to bargain with an out of control flame?
Yes.
How'd that work out for you?
I walk the earth when I choose, do I not?
So you're saying Condor is the flame, and you're the one who bargains with him?
Condor is the conduit, as I believe perhaps you are as well.
Well,
I am his flame. Who is yours?
I don't know.
Perhaps it is time you find out, Louis.
That's not something I'm willing to explore around any of you guys. Apparently, I burned the crap out of Perkins. And that was just willy-nilly. You want me to actually let it out to have some fun around you guys? Yeah, that's a horror show I'm not ready to watch.
Then perhaps wait until you have your cage, and then step inside of it. Then you can bargain.
Yeah.
If you continue to deny this feeling, this animal inside of you, it will break out eventually, Louis. The choice seems obvious from my perspective.
Yeah, well, I know you're different from Condor, but do you feel the same way people do? Do you care for anyone, or do you even care? Not to be rude, but I mean, you're like a 10-foot tall goat demon.
The question is a very human one. I am not human. In my eyes, you are soft and pliable. I do not care for any of you.
That's the problem I have, big guy. If this thing doesn't care about anyone that's around him, I don't know what he's going to do. And it may not be able to hurt you when you're in your you state, but he can do a hell of a lot of damage to people who don't have the same powers we do.
These
And I don't know if
reservations that you have are the same that Condor had about me. I suggest perhaps you should reach out to him when you are able. He will help you come to the best decision for you, I am sure.
well, he's probably the only one of all of you who don't hate my guts right now.
Anger is fleeting. It will pass.
You haven't been around a lot of humans lately, have you?
I have been around one very trying human for many, many years. Anger will pass. I am told that Perkins is being rebuilt as we speak.
Yeah, that's the machine part, dude. Did you see what I did to the human part?
As I have said,
That's
you are all soft and pliable. She can be rebuilt.
you have a tremendous amount of respect for the human condition, it seems, or at least an understanding of it.
Understanding is a good word for it. You have been through difficulties, Louis, and you should rest. However, when you wake, I do suggest you try to take it easy, as Condor would say. Your body is failing you if you continue down this path.
Yeah, and he just like he looks so in his dream, his powers, I presume, still work the way he envisions them to work, Rojan.
In the dream,
Like it,
you can recall them, but like in your mind, you still can't access them.
I know, but like this dream version of myself could use his powers if I wanted to, correct?
No, because what you're looking at is a pretty much the repaired memories that were fractured. So you can
Gotcha.
get a so you could remember as to what happened and see exactly what led to what.
And then so Louis is gonna look at Cryptid, and he's gonna basically try and like he rubs his fingers together like he's trying to ignite his hand, and he's like, "Well, I don't have to worry about doing anything anytime soon, because I can't use my powers, so I'm pretty much useless all around."
I'm afraid I cannot offer too much insight into that particular dilemma. However, I am confident that you will be very useful again in the future.
Mm. For a walking pile of terror, you are a pretty cool guy.
I was instructed to play nice.
Mm. Thank goodness for small miracles. I'd hate to see how you play rough.
One day, perhaps, but not today. Get some rest, Louis. And Cryptid will pop out of that mind.
Okay. And as this conversation and the little dream walking is going on, Paige, you find your way towards Max's room.
We'll knock on the door first and say, "Are you in there, big guy?" Oh God, did we lose him?
Tilt.
I just talked to him 10 minutes ago. Tilt.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
cast
Oh,
is
nope,
dropped.
that wasn't him. Well, while we wait for him to come back, let me just give him a buzz.
Yep, I'm messaging Cass to find out what happened. Oh, welcome back. What happened? Muted. There you go.
What's up?
So when I turned off the two-factor authentication and everything, and then I'm trying to sign into Discord on my phone,
Oh, it kicked you off.
and then it kicked me off.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, because I guess it would have signed you out of any
Mm-hmm.
active
Yeah,
logins.
very true.
There you go. Fixed it.
Okay, anyway, Paige is knocking on your door.
Yes, and as you knock on the door, and you hit the door, you're gonna first of all, the door itself is not gonna withstand the knocking. If you knock with any form of force, it'll just pivot on its hinges and kind of partially open.
How are you feeling?
There's not much words being said when you ask. If the door pivots and you do penetrate the room, you'll notice that a lot of the objects have been haphazardly tossed to the point of breaking against the walls. Max is kind of standing quietly at the center of the room with his back turned to the door, and he doesn't really answer when you ask how he's doing.
Can I come in, or would you rather me stay here?
When you ask if he can come in, that seems to partially at least snap him out of it. And his frame deflates a little bit as he kind of leans out and goes back to just being Max here. Then he says, "No, sure, come in."
Okay. She'll walk in. So I was wanting to make sure you were calm before I start helping with surgery for Perkins.
When you say that, he just gives you the almost self-dismissive. Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you though? You're not. Not really.
I think anybody who'd be really calm after this.
Trust me,
Anyway.
I know. So what are you gonna do now?
Haven't fully decided yet.
Between
Guess it'll just depend on how Perkins comes out of surgery.
so you're gonna stay like this until then.
He just turns around slowly, and you can see on his face that he's I was just say that he has a very closed expression that he's wearing on his face right now. And he just looks at Paige here. And he just says, well, not like there's much I can do right now.
Well, I'm gonna do everything I can to help. I would only destroy her metal side, but I can heal her human side as we try to rebuild her. I promise I won't destroy the other. I'm just saying there's nothing I can do about that part of her.
He kind of smiles and shakes his head when you say that.
Well, at least they're smiling.
Yeah. Let's go with that. He nods.
Well, I just wanted to see how you're doing before I walk away and help, but it may take some time. Just don't go crushing bodies until then.
When you say that, he kind of raises just with that slightly crooked smile that she knows of him. And he just, the one he gives the media all the time. And he just, kind of shakes his head and says, no promises.
I suppose that is better than a no. As she will go up to him and give him a quick kiss, and she's gonna release some serotonin into him.
Are you gonna try? Are you going to try to resist this then, Max?
Honestly, not really. I think he knows her and he trusts her enough at this point. And if it was some form of sedative or whatnot, I think the nanomachines would have ran the alarm here. So I don't think there's really much of a reason for him to be on his guard or freak out about this.
All right,
She's kind of doing like half calming, half kind of making him drowsy so he can get some sleep, but it also helps. It's also a small form of healing. So any of like the nanobots that were went into overdrive earlier, just kind of like giving him a little pep, just a little pep. She's just gonna kind of pump a little bit of that into him to kind of just relax him until things are done. And then she'll.
Okay. I'm not gonna have you roll since like he's accepting of it. It would just be like, it would just be like a requirement of 6, and you can just, since it's half that, you can just auto success.
Yeah,
okay.
That's fine. Unfortunately, there's not much place for him to sleep here anymore, as he's literally just throwing the fucking furniture against the wall. Bed included.
Well, that's another reason why she did that. So you could just be like, "Oh, sleep, sleep,
Yeah, like,
sleep."
where? There's nowhere to
You have a
sleep.
bed. We have bedrooms. You're in a bed.
Yes, it's been thrown against the wall for the first time.
Well, then you've got a mattress. The mattress isn't destroyed, so you're fine.
I mean,
But she will kind of give him a small smile as before she leaves. And I would say, since that was so brief compared to what was happening with Frankie, she'll see what's like, she'll probably pass by the room and see what's going on and like smile as she like plugs her nose and just keeps walking, because she's like,
Right.
no, I don't want to disturb them. I'm not
Smells
gonna
like
ruin
teen
this
spirit.
moment. Yeah. Yeah, and she's just like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna be that asshole. I'm just gonna go to the med bay and just be next to Perkins until he's ready. And just, she'll probably grab like a drink beforehand and just walk on by, because she ain't gonna touch that. She's like, nope, this is too cute.
Okay. So with everybody doing their own thing, having conversations, trying to calm each other down after a very stressful 3 days, Paige, you begin to head into the medical bay to assist Amelia with beginning to work on Perkins to get the remaining human portion of her body ready for the her new cybernetics. Cryptid slips out of Louis's mind, letting him rest and come to terms with himself, while Max simmers in his room, waiting to hear the results of how Perkins' surgery goes, while Frankie and Brad enjoy a movie or two on the couch. And that is where we are going to end for this week.
I mean, it's a lot to process right now. Yeah, that's probably good. A lot's happened. Oh boy.
And so that will do it for us. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. If this is your first time here, this is not the only show that we do. Coming up on Monday will be another episode of Destiny Forged Campaign 4, which is our longest running show here on the channel, which is a 5th edition game that I run. On Tuesdays, we normally have Star Wars Tales of the Outer Rim, which is run by Tiltbot. This upcoming Thursday, we've got another episode of Tricorn Isles, which is another 5th edition game that I run. On the alternating Thursdays, we have Mass Effect Horizons, which is a 5th edition Mass Effect mod run by Zorro. On every other Friday, we have, except for the one coming up as our DM is out of town for that one, is Under the Mountain, which is a little mini adventure kids on brooms game that is run by Sugarlove. And we've got 2 shows spinning up in the alternate Saturday spots, as we have a Bridgerton-esque D&D game or little D&D mini series that's going to be popping in, that's run by Malls, and we have an Avatar: The Last Airbender game, which is going to be run by Azarin. And on the alternate Saturdays, you have starting at noon Pacific time, we have Withered Wastes, which is another 5th edition game that I run. And then us here on Vigilant 6, which is our own homebrew kids on brooms, kids on bikes style game, where we focus on very traumatic lives of some new into the world superheroes. But for now, we are going to head on off. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and we will catch you later.